Hi, I'm Bart Hanson. I'm the owner and lead instructor for CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time every Monday. If you want to call in your hand, check out the instructions in the video description.
I play mostly 1-2, played 2-3 out there at the bike and did all right. But I'm trying to move up to 2-5 some, and this is my second time playing 2-5. So I don't know what you think about it. I bought in short.
Where are you playing? Where is this out of?
This is Tampa, actually. I'm on vacation at the Hard Rock, Hard Rock in Tampa. It's 200 to 1,000. And I decided to buy in for 400. Is that just silly when you're moving up, or is that?
I don't think it's that silly. I mean, listen, like I always say to people, like, usually, like, real money is made. You got to get up to the $5 blind level. I mean, that's specifically an LA type of thing because of the drop structure. And I sent out a funny tweet. I sent out a tweet, and I'll give props to Stay in School because I used who was in the live chat because I used his quick wit in a Slack chat. But in a drop structure in LA, I won a $4 pot at 5-5 last night with a guy that didn't chop. They take $6 out. So when you're playing in LA, to play 2-3 is just pretty dumb because the rake's gonna eat up all your win rate. I understand, like in Vegas, like I guess you could play 1-3 500 because a lot of those games are time. But yeah, I mean, moving up to 2-5 is a good idea, and my suggestion normally is you don't have to buy in for full. Just go and play it, and then get the confidence to realize that the guys aren't really that good. So I got no problem with buying in for 400. That's fine.
All right. Well, anyway, so it's my very first hand at the Seminole Hard Rock. I've been playing 1-2, been doing really well there, but I thought, okay, I'm going to go for it. And I sit down under the gun on the first hand with King of Hearts, Queen of Diamonds.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, I'm here. I guess I got to raise it. So I have no idea about anybody. There's massive stack right to my left, another massive stack. But anyway, the guy on my left is a huge, at least 2,500. And I make it 20 to go because I don't know what the open standard is. So
let's just hold on one second here, Steve. So you're saying that this is like one of your first hands. You don't know anybody, right?
It's my very first hand.
And you have King of Hearts, Queen of Diamonds, and it's 9-handed.
Yes.
So normally that's an open for me at $5 blind game. A lot of times in LA in a rake structure, it's really 8-handed because somebody's walking, but it's probably very close. And I would just say, like, if you're starting to get your feet wet and you don't know anybody at the table and it's your very first hand, why not just fold if it's borderline? Because you have no information.
I thought about that, but I thought, well, am I being just a chicken sheep? You know what I mean? I thought.
Not really. I mean, King-Queen is really on the borderline. King-Queen 9-handed under the gun is really on the borderline. I think it's a little bit too strong in weak games to fold, but you can certainly fold in higher games. I'm just saying you don't know anything about the players, and it's sort of you're getting your feet wet, so you could just play a little bit on the tighter side, you know?
That might have been smart.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I didn't want to be chicken, so I thought, well, I better open it. So I open at 20. Okay. I get call, under the gun +1, under the gun +2, under the gun +3, and the big blind. We're $100 to the flop.
Okay.
So 5 ways.
Yep.
And the flop, and I'm basically done with the hand unless I smash it. The flop is Ace of Hearts, Jack of Clubs, 3 of Spades.
Okay.
And so I check because, like I said, I'm done. And it checks through.
Okay.
Which is odd. I thought somebody has to have an ace, so I thought maybe I don't know. Anyway. So.
Yeah, but it's a rainbow board, so somebody's not necessarily always going to bet an ace here. Like if they called with like Ace 6 and it's Ace Jack 3, it's sort of a rainbow board. So just because there's no betting doesn't necessarily mean that someone doesn't have an ace.
Well, it doesn't matter because I'm too chicken to just to see bet. I shouldn't be c betting into 4 people.
No,
right?
no, of course not. No, checking is totally fine. Yeah.
Okay. The turn is a 7 of clubs, so it doesn't help me on my.
Okay.
Help anybody really. It brings in a backdoor club draw, whatever.
Yeah.
So I check. Guy under the gun +1 bets $25 into 100, which I think is weird. I have no idea. It's like, wow, how does he have a big stack playing like this? I don't know. So the next guy folds, and the undergun +3 calls, and the big blind folds. So now it's to me with 150 in the pot, and I got to pay $25 to see a 10. Do you do that or not?
So the pot's 150, and
That's
it's 25 to call.
More.
25 to call.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, I think it's probably very close here, because it wouldn't surprise me if Under the Gun 1 has an ace. And but yeah, you're right. The pot is so the bet is so small. You are drawing in the nuts. There is a backdoor flush draw, and occasionally, if a king or a queen comes, you might actually have a miracle win. Again, if you're not really comfortable, you can just fold. It's probably closer than people think on the surface. You're getting like 6-1 here. I have sometimes made this call. The problem is that if nobody has anything, though, Steve, like it's not like you're going to get paid off big if a 10 comes. You know what I mean? But I would probably just fold, sort of side fold, just like I would side Under the Gun too.
My problem is at 1-2, I call this all day. Now, maybe that's playing badly because I'm thinking you're going to get paid heaps. Somebody definitely has an ace. Nobody's betting. So that's my thinking. It's like, well, 1-2, I'd call this all day, and so why wouldn't I call it here? So maybe you're right. Maybe it's fold. Anyway, I call, and, of course, I wouldn't be calling this in if the Miracle 10 didn't hit a 10 of hearts on the river. And
so the pot is 175, right?
Right.
So this is part of the reason why. This is part of the reason why. Even though, like, yeah, it looks like you could be priced in here, you just look so strong here. Given this action, it doesn't seem like anybody's really all that strong. And if you check, it's going to get checked through a lot. And if you come out, you're very, very strong. You look very strong, which is why when you're going for light peels with like gut shots and you don't think anybody's strong and you're not going to play to take it away, there isn't a ton of value in doing that. So what was your thinking here, like now at the end?
Well, my thinking was my one experience playing 2-5 is when these guys start betting, they don't stop. You know, if the guy has an ace, he's going to bet it again, is my thinking. But that's my experience. Maybe that's not the case, but a guy Under the Gun plus betting into 4 people, he's got to have an ace, is what I'm thinking, or at least something that he's going to bluff with.
Yeah, but Steve, Steve, look at the flop. So let's go back to the flop here, right? So it's Ace Jack 3, right? Rainbow, and we said, right. I said, you know, it's definitely possible that someone's going to be, you know, betting. You know, they might check a weak ace. So let's say the guy's got like a suited ace, like ace deuce through ace 9 that's not aces up, and he checked it right on the flop, and it gets checked around. The turn's a 7. And you check and he bets tiny, and this guy calls, and then you overcall, right? And now the river's a 10. So it's Ace, Jack 3, 7, 10. You think that Under the Gun 1 is going to bet with like Ace 8 after you overcall the turn?
Again,
I'm not saying that check. First of all, I'm not saying that checking is necessarily the worst play, but I'm just talking about your logic of, oh, the guy's going to bet an ace again for sure. I don't think that's correct.
Okay.
So well, that's why it's kind of an awkward spot.
Yeah, it's part of the reason I'm calling because I haven't played 2-5 enough. My one time playing 2-5 was at Fort Lauderdale Seminole, and they just kept betting. They almost just kept betting ad nauseum, you know, with bluffs as well as made hands. But
I can get on board with checking here because you're going to look so strong if you lead out. The thing is that when you check raise someone, they're going to have a really big hand to call, and I don't know if it's going to get bet all that much. That's why, again, the value of overcalling the turn is somewhat suspect, even though you're getting a good price because of this particular situation. But anyways, it sounds to me like you checked.
Right. No, I got what you're saying because most times it's just going to check through and I'm going to lose value, so why call? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. It worked out for me. The guy bet $35 this time into 175, which again I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Which I was happy about, and the guy behind him thought about it and folded.
Mm-hmm.
And so now my question is, what size do I use here to get a call to not look too strong, but yet to get good value?
It doesn't seem like this guy has a very big hand, to be honest with you.
Didn't to me either.
I mean, he could have like. I mean, I'm trying to think of like. I don't know if like. I guess it's a total rainbow board, but sevens, which is a turn set, really probably should bet. I would think more on the turn, and I would think on the river there should be a larger bet into 2 people. So I would probably make it like.
Seemed like a weak ace to me, like you said.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised he bet, but I would probably make it like 100 to 135 or something like that.
Oh, good. I did something right. I went 125.
Okay.
I went 125 thinking, that's, he'll surely call that with an ace. These guys don't like to be bluffed from my experience. Now, if I went like 300, of course he'll fold. But so he snapped jams on me. And, of course, I call it off and say, I guess we're chopping. He said, no, you're good. He slow played aces, pocket aces. So what are you going to do? It fooled me. I thought there's no way he's that strong. But
wow, that's a really, really stupid raise by him at the end. I mean, the reason why that's sort of interesting, an interesting hand, and it just goes to show you like critical mistakes that can be made no limit. What are you check raising the river with? That's what I thought.
I said I wouldn't do that. I mean, I guess he thought I was check raising a set or two pair.
Yeah, but
now come to find out.
But you can't have a set or two pair if you go back and look at the way that the hand played out. You just check call turn, right? So let's say like you got a set of jacks and you check the flop and it gets checked around. Now you're just going to check call the turn. I don't buy it, and you're not going to overcall with pocket tens, right? On the turn when it goes bet call. So you really have king queen here actually quite a bit. And if you're opening king queen offsuit, you have a full 16 combos of king queen if you're going to, I mean, we would have to figure out the frequencies of you overcalling the turn to the $25 bet, but people will do that. I'm just saying that, hey, you can have king queen here given that turn call, bet and call. So you don't have jacks. You're not going to have tens. So that's a horrifically bad jam by Under the Gun 1.
Yeah. I thought so, too. And he ended up being a recreational player from New York. He was down on vacation, too, kind of a business guy. So maybe the money was not that big to him. I don't know, but I guess they're not as good as 2-5. You keep saying that I found them to be better 2-5 than 1-2, but maybe not as good as in my mind I'm thinking they
Well, there you go. I mean, what a perfect example of giving you confidence playing the game, right?
Yep. I appreciate it, Bart. Love all your stuff. You do a great job.
All right, thanks a lot. Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA200. Click on the link right there.